Hello everyone. So today let's discuss about OpenAI API platform. So what's the use of OpenAI API platform? So if you want to use the OpenAI tools like its LLM or anything like 4.0, 4.1, or if we want to do some experimentation with its a playground, so we have to have access for this OpenAI platform. So search OpenAI platform and you will be getting this link like platform.openai.com. So this is the official link, and go here and where you can create an account. So if you don't have one, just do a sign up. It's better to go with Google Chrome. So it just within just 2 clicks you can create an account. So let's discuss about here. So before creating an account, it says 2 pages here, like the docs page and the API reference. So these 2 pages are common for everyone. So what type of account it is, like whoever it's creating, so it is common for everyone. So in docs and API reference, the information is almost the similar, but API reference contains more programmatic information. Like if I show here, so it will help us to how to find and how to utilize API references and in a programming way. So doc says it will provide the overview and is like a quick start and modal pricing. So this kind of basic information which is provided in this docs page. So I have an account. I already created an OpenAI platform. So I will show you there. So this is my account. So let's go to docs first. So in the docs, as I said, we will be having all the basic information which helps us to uh, navigate to all these OpenAI account and OpenAI features and how to use them. So here it shows the models, what all models we have, and what would be the pricing for each. So here it's showing the price for each million token. So if you use the GPT 4.1, for each million input tokens, it's gonna cost you $2, and for output tokens for each million, it's gonna cost $8, and for cache inputs, it's gonna cost 50 cents. So similarly, it explained for all the models. So we can use all these models in the form of API. So it also provides some other information like libraries with the help of Windows and all the other, like how if you want to install, so how we can install the OpenAI. So in Python, in Java, it provides this kind of examples. So basically, and also it will provide some guidance for the conversation states and how we have to create a conversation, handle the past conversation and steaming and file inputs, how we have to take the file inputs. And so this kind of information, like we can also integrate the webhook. So all the documentation is provided in here. So in API reference, it provides more related to API reference, like authentication, authorization, and debugging requests, how to do a debugging with the help of API requests, so how to call that, and response, how to get a response from an OpenAI API. So this kind of mostly related to API, it will be explained in this page. So let's go from the top here. So now if you see here, we are having a drop down, like this is an organization. So here AI team and the personal. So personal means the my personal account. So if I click on AI team, then here it shows I'm in an AI team. So in an organization, I have an AI team. So I'm not only the member. There could be other members as well who is working in this team. So here, all the projects which we are working with them. So those projects and those details will be displayed here. So if I want to work related to my personal project, so I have to go with the personal, and here the projects list. Let's say in the AI team, I have two projects. I'm working on two projects. So one is a default project and the other one is a cancer rag project. So if I click on this project, so it will provide all the information related to a cancer project. Okay. Um, Now let's go with the playground. So what's the use of playground? In OpenAI platform, we will be having a lot of APIs, right? Like the large language models, like different large language model, GPT-4o, 4.1, and 3.5 Turbo. So you don't know how it will work, and if you want to test the different models and if you want to compare the models, so you can do in the playground. So let's say if you want to test the model uh, 4o or 4 point, let's go with some 4o mini or something like that. 4o mini. So if you want to go with a 4o mini and you want to experiment with do some hyperparameter tuning, like you want to do some temperature, modify the temperature, like if you use the temperature one, you will be getting a creative solutions. If you use the temperature uh, like zero or something, you won't have that much creative solutions. So you can tweak here, you can tweak the temperature and maximum tokens you want to generate, and what's the top value. So here, like the words, the top words you need to have, like during the output generation. So you can modify this one. So based upon this, you can modify your output, like how creative you want. So the output format we also can select here, like the JSON object format or any schema. So it provides the basic examples as well. So this kind of experimentation we can do it here. So let it be the text, and I want to reduce the token size, max tokens limit. So okay, now we selected the model, and what we have to do, like we can also have a variable option. So if you want to create any variables, like you can create to parse any input to particular variables, so you can create it here. Example, I will create a location. It is a variable for me. And if you want to use any tools like external tools or any other tools, like if you want to use a MCP server, so you can integrate it here. So basically this OpenAI provides few MCP servers, like Zapper and Shopify, or a few other like HubSpot. These kind of MCP servers it's provide. So we can integrate directly those MCP servers. And if you want to use the functions, um, let's say I want to use a weather function, I can use it here. So I can provide access for that. If you want, you can create your own customized functions. And not only that, if you want to use any file searches, so let's say you have a documents and you want to search through the documents, you can use that documents where you can upload here, or we have some storage in the dashboard. I will show you later. So with there you can upload, or if you want a vector database, so you can select the vector database. So we have to create them, and we can, if you give access, then you can chat with them. and we can integrate the web search as well. So if you want to use any internet for the real-time data, you can use the integrate. So here this is a place where you can utilize the tools, and you have to provide the user content like a system message. So if you want to provide any information like act like an uh, helpful assistant and help me in clarifying the doubts in a professional manner, or whatever the style you want to mention, you can put it in here. And if you want to add any few conversations, so you can use it. So this is the assistant message, and then you can select, and you can also select other messages as well. So this kind of messages you can create, so it will be helpful when we are as an history. So we can start the conversation. So for this one, to be activated, we you need to have a billing account, like you need to have a bal credits, so then you can use these models. If not, you cannot get an access. So after working on this, like if you have few conversations in here, then you can directly save this prompt. You can modify the name and you can save it. So I have created one of the prompt. I will just show you here. So uh, I will go in a default way, and I will do select. So this is the prompt I have created. So I have added these two tools, like a weather tool and the web search tool. And and anytime if you want to use, you can directly use, and you can create in the form of versions. And if you want to compare the models, you can do the comparison. So so of the synchronization, and then select the models which you want, and other customization you can do, like selecting the temperature and everything. And if you put a prompt and start generate, so though here you will get the two outputs. So one is a modal response from 4.1, and the other modal response is from 4.1 mini, let's say. So you can compare, and then you can utilize this model and this parameter in your API or in your project. And here in the playground, we have other tabs like images. And this basically, these tabs is you can create and generate images. So this kind of work you can do here. And coming to our real time, so here we are talking about the playground, right? Okay. So here I forgot to show you something. Like here, if you want to export in the form of a code, you can do that. So here I don't have an active key, but if I show here, so then you can see the code. So with this directly, you can utilize this code in your any like IDLE. So directly you can access through the API. So if you add any tool, let's say let's add some function. I will select some basic stock price function, and I will add it. And if I go to the code, it will update in here. So in the tools, so I added the tool, right? So it will be updated here. So after writing the prompt and everything, if you wanna do some optimization, you can do with the optimization button here. So okay, now let's see what is this evaluation will do. So you have done all the settings, and all the uh, system messages have done. So now you have your custom data. So if you want to evaluate with your custom data, then you can do that. You can do that with this evaluation. I will show this evaluation in the dashboard. And coming to the real time, so in a prompt we discussed about the text, right? So if you have any audio, um, real-time audio conversation. So I will show you here, like enable an audio. I'll go access and I will start a conversation here. So if you want, you can do the system instructions. You can tweak the system instructions, and you can select the voice type. Like it provides a few different voices like ash, uh, soundings, and we can tweak some of the parameters like a threshold and the prefix padding or silent duration. So these kind of parameters related to the conversation model, we can tweak it here. And if you want to add any functions, like as I show you before, like a weather function or any other functions, you can do it here. And we can select the model and other temperature or maximum tokens if you want it. And let's uh, let's start just a sample one. So start a session. Hello, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. How about you? What's on your mind today?
See, this type of conversation we can start here for testing different types of model. Like all this playground will helps us to experiment with the different kinds of large language models and the different parameters. Any like here the prompt and conversation, and also we will be having an assistant here. So what these assistants do? So this is an assistant. It's a programmatic way. If you want to create any assistant, so you can do it here. So you can name an assistant, and you can test the assistant. Like you can use system instructions, the model name, and file search or anything. You can give the assistant, and then you can do some experimentation here. And this is TTS means text to speech. So if you have any text, then if you generate it, you will be getting in the form of
Hello, world.
so this is how the experimentation we can do. We can experiment with voice. um, we can experiment with different format.
Hello, world.
See, this is how uh, this playground works. If I go to the personal, so even in the personal, it has the same features and everything. Now let's go to the AI team, and I will explain you what's in the dashboard now. So this dashboard is used to see all the settings you have done, like all the prompts which you created in the playground. You can monitor or you can see it here, and the logs. So if you have any logs, you can see here, and you can trace the project and assistants, so which you have created previously. So you can see here, and you can also create it from here, and you can directly go to the playground. See, as I showed you here, so directly we can go to the playground. Okay. And yeah, as I mentioned, to evaluation. So if you want to do any evaluation for your model, so you need to have a custom data, right? So for that you have to try different way. Like if you want to import any logs, like as I said you before, you will be having some logs, like you can create it. So um, yeah, you can create it. If you use this model in the playground, so you can create um, any of the prompt, and you have done some, let's say like I have some assistant, right? So after accessing this assistant, I do perform some chat. So after chatting, I will be getting some logs. So what's the user input, what's the system output, so this kind of logs I will be having. So I will be saving those information, those logs. So those logs can be tested. Like with those logs, I can evaluate different models, import logs. So I can import the logs and evaluate the model. And I can also upload from the file. So you can create your custom logs, and you can do, and using the API also you can evaluate your model. So, and also here we can fine tune a model. So if you don't want to use the foundational model provided by the OpenAI, you can use a foundational. You can create your fine tuning model. So you can create a fine tuning job here. So which type of method you want to use, like a supervised learning or a reinforcement learning or a direct preference optimization technique method. So most common use technique is a supervised fine tuning method, and you can select the base model which you wanna perform on. So select the base model and just give a prefix preferred name, and then you can, for the training you need to have a data, right? The custom data. So here you can upload the custom data or the select the existing data. So here um, you can select existing files from here, like from the storage. See, it goes to storage. So you, if you have any storage created, then that file id you can add it here. So it will be directly adding the data to this fine tuning job. And you have to select some of the basic configuration and then create a job. Then if you start this job, you will be having a fine tuning job, and after some time you will be having your own fine tuning model with OpenAI foundational model. But be careful when you are performing this fine tuning, because it's gonna cost you a lot. And as I said, your storage. So you can have a files, we can upload the files here for fine tuning, or what's the purpose, we can select the purpose just for the assistant. So or just a user data or vision data or any batch data. So we can select the for the evaluation also you can select. So you can just create a name and just upload the documents. And if you want to use a vector storage, so you can also create a vector storage. See, um so when you are using a vector storage like a pinecone or any other model, so you have you can import you can download the vector embeddings from those particular storage system, and then you can upload it here. So so even for this storage, so you will be having some basic charges for each and every GB per day. You will be charged a single cent. And yeah, so far we have done, right? So if you want to see the if you want to monitor the utilization, so what how much you got charged for each model, and how much tokens you have spent, input tokens and output tokens, you can see it here. So so it shows you the total spending on particular June 5th. So on June 5th you have spent 90 cents, and you can select the based on project. So I have two projects right here. So the default project and the cancer project. So here it's showing me um, for the default project. If I select the cancer project, then it will show you the cancer project pricing. So if you go to the personal, you can see your personal utilization. So you now you here you won't see the cancer project because it was in my AI team, And if you go here, if you even you select with a project in a default one, I don't have like I didn't spend much money on here because I haven't used it. And not only that, you can set some budget. If you want to edit the budget for every month, you can put. So as I'm not the uh, admin for this team, so I don't have access to create. So if I'm the admin, then I can create the budget. I can edit the budget like how it was showing the budget alerts for 50%, 80%, and 100% alerts. Here I can add alerts and I can create the budget. So for this particular organization tier, we have a limit of only $120 per each month. So based upon the tier, you will be having a different usage limits. So we have tier 2, tier 3, and based upon your utilization, you will be promoting to the next tier. So for each model in this particular tier, we have some limitations, like how many limits, like how many tokens you can get per each minute. So for let's say for GPT 4.1, you have 30,000 tokens per minute, and you can request 500 per minute. So 500 requests you can make per each minute. And for batch queued limits, so you can do 900,000 tokens per day for this model. Similarly, it was provided for all the models. So if you are tied in, if you are promoted to another tier, so all these token limitations and the request limits will be increased. And so we are at the API key. So so far we have discussed everything, right? If you want to create an API key, then for this particular project, so you can create here. So go to the create section and just enter your project name and then create. So if you create this, you will be having access to copy that API key only one time, that at the time of creation. After creation, you cannot do anything. See, I created this API key, but can I able to access it now? No, I cannot able to access it. Even though if I click on edit, I can just only modify the permissions, and I can modify the name. Not I cannot copy the API key. So if I want to have a new API key, then I have to create a new, like if I want to copy the API key, I have to create a new secret key again. So this is what provided in the a dashboard. So in a dashboard, in a recap, I'm telling you, we can create a we can create prompts. We can have a logs, traces, assistants, and we can do evaluation. We can fine tune large language model based upon our custom data, and we can create storages, and we can monitor all the utilization which we have done for this particular project, and we can create API. So this is from where you can create API. And I explained you docs and API reference. So if I go to the personal, then if I go to settings, yeah. So here in personal, you will be having some different. Uh, so you can view your profile here. So as it is personal profile, so it will be showing my personal details like my organization ID, my email address, my name, everything is going to show in this personal tab. And here also in organization, it's going to show you the organization details and everything, and API keys. So this is for my personal account. So I have only one API key in my personal account. And what's the admin key? So admin key, if so far we if okay, before going to admin key, I want to just explain you about the members and the other project details here. So let's say you are the project admin, right, and you want to add different members to your project. Then you can add the members from here. You can invite members, you can enter their email address, and you can give the permissions like a reader or owner. So you can add them to your organization. After adding them to your organization, you can add this particular member to any of the team. So here, if you want to create any project, you can create a project. So you can create a sample project. Right here I created a sample project. Then if you want to add any members, you can add directly here. So right now I don't have uh, created any invited any users, so I'm unable to do that. So if you want to add any, you have to invite it here. If they accept your invitation, then you can add directly them to your projects. You can give access to your project. Likewise I have access to this AI team. So in my personal, I have these two projects, and I can go and monitor my billing. So as I'm the owner as I'm using my personal account here, I can go to the billing, and if I use my AI team, I don't have access for the billing, and I will lose access for few other credentials as well. Like here, if you see, I cannot invite the members. So but in my personal, I can invite the members. So limits, you can monitor the limits here, and if you go to the API keys, all the API keys we have, and we can also add the webhooks for this particular project and members as well. So I'll go for explain you the AI team now. So in this team I have all these API keys for this particular project. In this particular project I can change the project here as well. So if you go to the cancer rag and if you see the members, it will show you the all the email addresses uh, who are there in. Oh, okay, it's not showing. So as I'm not an organizer, I don't have permission, proper owner permission. That's why I'm unable to see the member email addresses, who all are the members, and I cannot access like I cannot much modify the billing. If I go to payment method, I won't see anything. Billing history, I won't see anything. Credit gas, anything. I can just see only overall like how many credits I have left with. And limits, I can see the limits here. And usage, I can monitor the usage, like how much money I spent on each and every request, and on each and every model. So if you wanna see in detail about the models which you worked on, so let's say if you want to go with the project, so here we are going with the cancer project, right? So it will show you. So so yeah, so here for this AI team I selected based upon the project. So it's showing I spent $38 on default project, and if I select this one only, if I want only see the cancer, it will show you that the cancer rag expenditure. So you can also have do filter with a different way. You can monitor overall how much like line items, right? So as I say, like if you want to see how much money you spent on each model, like a conversational model, or like a GPT-4 or 4 turbo, or any different models, we may use a different models in our project experiment, right? So those modal expenditure or like modal cost also we can see here. So for the last July 5th, I have utilized approximately $1 from for like a chat GPT 4 latest inputs, only in inputs, and for outputs I use the 11 cents. So you have to be careful how much inputs you are providing. If you provide a lot of context, then it's gonna charge you a lot. So here in, if we go down, we can monitor in granular way, like how many chat requests you have done, and how how many chat completions. Like based upon the chat completions, you can see the maximum is 72 and overall is 574 requests. And to overall I have utilized 2 million tokens, input tokens. And if we can also see how many images we generated and how many embeddings we have done. And so we can do some other specific one. So here we can also see the audio tokens which we have used, like how many seconds we have utilized this audio transcripts. So as here it says like I have used 2 transcripts. And we can do some data control, like if we have permissions, we can hide it from the organizer, or hide it from everyone, so we can do some. And so this is pretty much about this OpenAI API platform. So this is how you can create projects and keep track your expenditure and like your billings, and also create API keys and share the project, collaborate with other team members. This is how you can do that. So that's all about this OpenAI API platform. Thank you.